Oh god, that was stellar.
Did you die?
I pushed the wrong button to descend on my broom.
Are you okay?
I died.
Oh,
I am so annoyed. That's the way I want to start every game, is by just jumping off a cliff and dying. Bow, what about a bang, the bang, diggy, 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 set the boogie, set up, jump the boogie.
okay. So I've got this little area right near my house, which is where I usually do all my concrete because every tutorial or every directions that I have found for making concrete says you do the sand and the gravel and the color in the thing, and then you put it all out and dump water on it. And I'm
I,
like, well, that sounds like an extra step. Why don't I just put it in water and then be done with it?
yeah, pointed fact. I had a very long, flat beach area in the ocean, effectively. Right down the road from where I was building on one of the servers, and I would just dump it right in a row, and you know, get it that way. Or all it has to do is touch water. So if you're building verticals, place the verticals, drop a bucket of water on top, let it run for a few seconds, and pick it back up.
Well, what I have here is a area that's large enough to do 1.5. I can do like a 64 by 60, or like an 8 by 8 square, so it's 64 square,
Mm-hmm.
or and then another 4 by 8 rectangle right next to it, without worrying about where my concrete powder is going. So I can do 1.5 stacks of concrete just by sticking it in the water right here. What I want to know is, can I block this off somehow and not lose my water? Because it's part of the river.
Well, I don't know
Right.
where you are right now.
Well, if you come to my house, but don't go in, go around the fence to the back behind the barn, and that's where I am.
Oh, I can see you moving around down there. All right, hold on.
Yeah.
Oh god, that was stellar.
Did you die?
I pushed the wrong button to descend on my broom.
Are you okay?
I died.
Oh,
I am so annoyed. That's the way I want to start every game, is by just jumping off a cliff and dying. That was spectacular. Oh my gosh. I'm so annoyed. Oh my gosh. Alright, and I'm running around out here naked. So that's even better. That's even better.
hey, don't feel bad. I lost my pants. I am currently wearing a helmet and some boots.
Am I old enough for this conversation?
Probably not.
Oh my gosh, I'm so irritated.
I'm sorry.
So did I lose absolutely everything? No.
Well,
It looks
I
like
should all be waiting there for you.
well, there's the thing is there's a lava pool right here.
Oh,
So I was concerned. Oh my gosh. That was so bad. No, there's your llamas.
yep. I stolen llamas.
They're not stolen, they're abandoned. I don't see a craftsman, or not a craftsman, tradesman there.
Okay, so this is, you're going to laugh at me, but this is what I refer to as my concrete pond.
Right here?
Yes, right here. And as you can see, it is plenty large enough to do as much concrete as I could possibly want. And then there's a drop off. And what I want to do is I want to block this off so that it really is a pond. But am I going to lose all the water if I do that?
No, let me explain water. So, water, each of these blocks of water is a water source. So you could come in here with a bucket and grab that, and you'd have a bucket of water source. You could place that somewhere, and it would spill around and do the things that water does. And because
Okay.
you have two um, water sources side by side, if you took it from like in the middle here, um, it'll replenish. The tricky bit is you don't want to go up to the edges, and you don't want to cut it off when you're laying down the concrete, because
What I want to do is I want to get, I have a lot of dirt from, terraforming everywhere I put a house. Don't rain. And I just want to block this off so that it's an actual pond.
Okay, well, that shouldn't be an issue. Just remember, one way of getting rid of water is filling an entire area with sand. So what you want to do is leave enough water around it that it will rebuild the water sources. So let me,
Oh, it's sleepy time. No wonder it's so dark.
eh, but I'll show you a little bit about water so that you don't gum up your situation.
Right. Yeah, I don't want to lose my little, like I said, I refer to it as my concrete pond because that's where I make all my concrete. Whenever I need concrete, that's where I go. Because it's right by my house. It's big enough to do a whole stack all at once and then some. So,
Yeah. Here, I feel like I'm intruding into a private space. Where are you?
sleeping on the sofa.
Oh, oh, that's hot. Okay, those are. I see. I see. So what? I need a crafting table.
There's one right in here, right beside my house.
Oh, all right. Oh, okay. So water has some interesting habits. All right. So teaching water today. Minecraft water is funny, but it has some rules that it abides by. So where are you? So if I go over here um, to out in the open and I take water from out in the open,
Uh-huh.
it's because there are two adjacent two adjacent water sources. They recreate all of the ones that have been taken. But if you notice when you're digging into the edges of the water and the soil here, see how that has a flow.
Mm-hmm.
That's because it doesn't have two adjacent water sources here.
Okay.
So what happens is you get water flow. So what I'm trying to teach here, I'm probably going about it poorly, is it is possible to mess up your pond back there by completely filling it with sand or whatever.
Like, I don't want to fill it. I just want to put right now it's like really a little like swimming hole in the edge of the river, and I want to turn it into an enclosed pond. It's already the depth I want. I just want to put
Okay.
like a barrier. I just want to get some dirt and
Yeah, that
build
should be
up.
completely possible. You just want to make sure that you
Build,
don't take the concrete corner to corner with any of these blocks on the sides,
mm-hmm,
or go up to the edge, because what you want are water blocks that are adjacent to each other.
right.
Okay, so um, I'll tell you what, go with your idea. It should work. It should work as
Okay.
long as you don't completely cut out the water from a section. Like
Okay.
if you do what my ADHD brain would want to do, is like fill this little alcove out with the concrete and then come back here and cut the concrete out, and all of a sudden I have like a waterfall that flows up against the brim here. You can't do
See,
that.
yeah, I'm building out in the open. I start about here, and then I go eight down and eight across until I have all 64 bits of concrete powder placed.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Go ahead and do it. And if we run into an issue of any kind, I will have a solution for that.
Okay, well, I'm
Because
just going to use dirt to close it off. I'm not going to do anything fancy.
right, it doesn't need anything like that. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like you've already got it working. So, but keep that in mind. If you have like a space that's filled with water and you don't want it filled with water, what you do is you cordon a section of it off and then flood it with sand or gravel,
Okay.
because you don't have to go down to the bottom to place the gravel or sand. You can place it up against an edge, and sand and gravel are two of the things that will drop into place. So
Okay.
you can fill it from the top and not have to worry about getting in there with the drowned or the dolphins, porpoises,
Okay.
because they're fun until they're not.
Right.
Because the porpoises, they will take your item. If you drop anything in the water, what they'll do is they'll take it and they'll play with it,
Oh.
and then you're never getting it back.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah. Do you remember what I was trying to do? Oh, yeah, I know. I was trying to build my pagoda.
Well, my next stop is I found an all birch forest. So I'm going to cut a whole bunch of birch because her house is going to be built of the
Oh,
green. What?
oh,